Hello guys. Today is going to be a quick lesson on a plugin that I use for Cinema 4D called Signal. Signal is used on all across the industry, especially for EDM. You can automate very, very clean animations using it for an assortment of properties. Say position, rotation, scale, intensity of a glow, anything. A good example is Excision, especially with his rumble. You can see these objects right here. They're doing the same motion. They're pulsing. You can do this with Signal just with pretty much just like a 5-click setup, and I'm going to show you guys how to really quick. So for this, I'm just going to show a cube and what you can do with Signal. Signal is through Greyscale Gorilla. Right here you can see a dead mouse visual. Smearballs, the artist, he used Signal to do a lot of automation with this. It's relatively cheap and you can get it through a Plus membership. I have a really old version, but it should be able to it shouldn't be super different from what you have. So for this, I'm just going to do a cube. What you do is you right click, Signal, and right away nothing happens. What you need to do is, since we want to animate it along the y-axis, we're just going to click, hold down Y, and then drag it to Signal. And what that does is it tells Signal, hey, like I want to have Signal automate the motion on the y-axis. So when you're in Signal, you can add a modifier. I do BPM. It's 120 beats per minute. So what you can do with this is you can deselect every second and fourth. Or you can do the opposite. Every second and fourth enabled. And what you can do again is you can add another one. Let's give this -50. So right now you have one BPM set up for a variation of positive 50 centimeters, and then you have another BPM -50. And this is good for like swivel animations. This is good to, not just have things slam down, but go up as well. And then what you can do again is you can group it, add a signal. Let's do a rotation value. Let's do BPM again. Let's do variation 15, and let's go on. Let's do every first and second. And then again, let's add another BPM, and let's do the same, but let's do a -15. And let's do that on the second and fourth. This is a very good tool to create looping animations without actually keyframing it. A lot of people use this for just even animating. I tend to just reserve this for looping stuff, but you can do a lot of cool stuff with this. The key to Signal as well is to make sure whatever piece of geo that you're animating has a correct orientation and axis, or axis, whatever, has a good pivot. So for this, I want to animate this going up. Let's drop in Signal. It's the Z. Let's add BPM. Let's do a first and second. And again, that's 15. Awesome. And then I think this... And we need to do this one for this. So I'll show you what I did. So I grouped all the geo that I want to animate. And if I did the same rotation, you'd see that this gets all wonky. You can solve this by going to the axis mode, enable axis. And then it doesn't have to be super, super precise because the motion is pretty beefy. Let's do freeze all. Let's put that up there. Beautiful. Now, since I don't have this axis centered, I want to have these kind of Gatling guns kind of rotating around. We'll just name them guns. Guns. And this one we'll just do, let's just do 360. This one we will hand keyframe. And by default, you'll have an S-curve. Since it's going to be looping, you want it consistent motion, so we want to do a linear. And what linear does is it's just a constant. There's no ease or whiz or like delay. It's just always rotating at the same intensity. So we have the guns. I want to have this guy kind of swivel back and forth, kind of. Let's just do Top Gun. Let's act signal again. Let's do BPM. Let's see. So these ones are at the first and second. Let's do second and fourth for the top swivel. Just to add some variance to it. Let's see what that does. So let's do 20. And then let's add another one because we want to have it go this way now. To the left. Let's add another BPM. And then let's do -20. And under splines, let's do pump. And BPM pump. And then we want to have a camera kind of swivel back and forth, kind of make them all dramatic. And let's add a null to make the camera target it. We want to have it targeted, we're about here. So we want to right click the camera, animation, target. That probably has changed in other versions of Cinema, but does the same thing. Then we want to create another control of the position, cam position. Let's get out of that. We want to have this position right about where the camera starts. So if you put signal on just the camera, you'll notice that he kind of does like an arc. We don't want that. That's why we do the camera position. So we want to drop the camera under position. Let's do signal, BPM. Let's do second and fourth. Let's do 25. Oops. We want to grab the X. Definitely don't do that. So it's Z. Let's do 20. Let's do 10. Let's add another BPM. Let's do first and fourth, -10. So I feel like we want to switch this up. I don't want to have that top thing kind of swinging back and forth. So that's the basis of Signal. You can do a lot of cool automated looping animations for this. It's a really cool tool. Let's add some vibrate. And there you have it. It's a quick tutorial on using Signal for BPM-driven non-keyframe animations. Thanks, and look forward to the next lesson.